TIE Fighter as like a name is witty and cool, and I can tell it to myself on the inside, but like the name TIE Fighter is actually terrible. Alright guys, so I had a fish arrive today around 3 p.m. They were supposed to be here before 10:30. It's normal FedEx overnight delivery. Should be here by 10:30 or before. I swear to God, FedEx has screwed me more times than I can count. But luckily, it did arrive. My girlfriend was here to pick up the package. I had to be at work. Some serious stuff needed to be done. So I could not be here to go through the acclimation process and everything myself. However, my girlfriend was a complete all-star. She doesn't watch my videos, but shout out. She was able to do it really well with some basic instructions. I was super excited about that. I think I want to talk about that in the future. In any case, the fish is already upstairs. It's in the quarantine tank. There is a couple things that I need to do with it though. So let's go upstairs. Let's take a look. Alright guys, I don't want to keep the lights on for too long. I want to try to reduce as much stress as possible. But here is a scribbled angelfish. To me, this is one of the best looking angelfish I have ever seen. Look at those colors. You've got that kind of yellowish orange bands. You have blue, different shades of blue, the accented light blue along the all the fins, and the black mask going over the face. Guys, this is a one-of-a-kind fish, absolutely beautiful, notoriously difficult to get through quarantine actually. And many of these larger angelfish are exactly like that. They're very difficult to get through quarantine primarily because they won't eat, okay? And that's one of the biggest struggles. So there's a couple things you guys gotta know about this fish. So this fish was sent to me by someone in the Austin area, so I'm in Houston, so it should have been only a few hour trip. He sent it to me over FedEx overnight, and as I said earlier, it didn't come in until around 3 or 4 p.m. So it was definitely out there for quite a bit longer, and I was super stressed that this fish was going to arrive DOA. I mean, I've had issues with that in the past. You guys have probably seen it. So I was really hoping to avoid that scenario again. So first and foremost, he did tell me beforehand that this was a big fish. She is thick, guys. Damn, boy, he's thick! She is real thick. And the problem is all the PVC that I have here is totally not made for a fish of this size. So on my way home, I decided to go ahead and pick up this thing. Guys, can you believe this? This is a, I think it's 4 or 5 inch T-pipe. For just some PVC, and just like look at this, look at the size difference between these pieces. It's absolutely ridiculous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove probably like all 4 or 5 of these pieces and replace it with this single one over there. But that should give it a little bit of time. As you can see, it's swimming around. It looks kind of confused. You know, this fish is really meant for a much larger aquarium. But that kind of leads me in to the next topic. So this fish will not be going through a full quarantine process. The guy that I got it from, he goes through a very rigorous quarantine process himself. He definitely worked with some of the pioneers in the quarantine part of this hobby. And because of that, it has already been through 30 days of chloroquine phosphate, which is a copper substitute. Something that you can only get with a veterinarian prescription in most states. And because of that, this fish is definitely ready to go. However, it's still good practice to keep a fish in a quarantine system for at least 1 to 2 weeks so that you can kind of make sure that everything is, you can guarantee that everything is going to be okay with this fish. And guys, I can't tell you how excited I am to put this in my tank. But there is kind of a big downside. So the big downside of putting this fish inside of my tank is just like every large angel, well, most large angels, is they're not necessarily reef safe. And now when I say not reef safe, I mean it's not LPS or SPS safe, okay? That's the biggest issue. Now, as many of you know, I've switched over my large 210-gallon tank to a SPS only system. However, there are a few pieces of coral that need to be moved, and I'm gonna be doing it over the course of this week, over the course of this weekend, and basically, it's time in the quarantine tank is also time for me to get the tank ready to go. The corals I need to move is gonna be my bounce mushrooms. I need to move one Euphyllia, and I need to move 4 different types of zoanthids. Now, there's, well, 3 zoas, 1 paleothoic. The pali is the speckled krakatoa. Now, the thing you gotta know about those zoas and palis is that they're already on the rock. So that's gonna be a giant pain in the butt to get those fragged off the rock, get them inside of the clown harem tank, and do this all within a reasonable amount of time, especially because of where they are on the rock. You know, it's a little bit difficult. But anyways, I'll be dealing with that. I may make a video about it, but because there's so much going on, I may just skip forward and show you guys the results. We'll go ahead and see about that. Let's go ahead and put that piece of PVC inside the quarantine because, you know, I just want to get the lights off. I keep looking over there because that's like, that's where the tank is. So let's get that done and let's wrap this up. Okay, so what I've got here is I'm gonna be using the container that the fish came in just to make sure that we don't get water all over the house. I'm sure my girlfriend would not be happy about that. Okay, guy, girl, please don't hate me. I'm just coming in here for some PVC. Just coming in here for some PVC. Okay, there's one. Okay, by the way, if you guys can't tell, the amount of water in this tank right now is just insane. It is so high, I'm probably gonna have to siphon a little bit of water out of here just to be able to get this PVC pipe in and not causing a spillover. So actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that real quick as well. I have everything here on hand because I was doing some various water changes last night. I've got my siphon, I've got a bucket for dirty water. So let's go ahead and take off maybe an inch of water, half an inch of water, something like that. Basically just enough so that water displacement. Okay, that should be good. That should be good. We really didn't need to take, we don't really need to take a whole lot. And the reason being, I mean, and I want to keep as much water in here as possible, right? Because this is such a big fish. Honestly, this quarantine tank, in my opinion, is not suited for a fish of this size. But my other quarantine tank over there already has a fish in there at full therapeutic copper. I don't want to start that over. I don't want to restart that. So it's going to have to go into the 20-gallon for now. Okay, so we've got the giant piece of PVC. It is a 4-inch. It is a 4-inch piece. So let's go ahead and try to get this in here without the fish getting too upset. Hey buddy, just relax. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. In retrospect, this piece was probably a little bit too large. No, it actually fits very, very well. There we go. Oh God, I'm spilling. Okay, there we go. We have an entrance and an exit covered and some other kind of coverage that you can see right there. All right, guys, this is perfect. This is actually ideal. Sorry, I'm buying time by talking nonsense so I can wipe off my arm and so I can take the camera off the tripod. Hey guys, I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real, YouTube style. Okay, so it looks like we're good. We only got a few water droplets here and there, but there is the Scribbled Angelfish right there. Such a beauty, an absolute beautiful fish. Jesus, look at those colors. Guys, I will definitely be taking some pictures and video clips of this fish in with a good camera, okay, with my actual DSLR, and it's gonna be fantastic. But guys, that is really about it. That's all I wanted this video to cover, to show you the new fish, to talk to you about the situation with FedEx, and to kind of celebrate a fish coming into the system from a relatively local reefer friend of mine. And you know, I'm super excited to get this in the main tank. I do have a question for you, and I really need your support on this. So this fish, I need a name for it, and I kind of want your guys' opinion on this because this is going to be the big kahuna in the tank for quite a while. Now, first things first, this fish, it's 2019. I've talked to her. She identifies as a female. So that's already been covered, okay? As you can see, she's very thick, so if that takes anything into consideration, thickness should also be considered. The guy that I picked it up from, his name on the forums is Farmer Ty on Reef to Reef, so, you know, I was thinking to myself a little bit that, you know, he was mentioning earlier, oh, I can't believe it survived. You know, I got all the way through FedEx. You know, she's a real fighter. And I was thinking, oh, well, your name is Ty, and she's a fighter. But Ty Fighter as like a name is witty and cool, and I can tell it to myself on the inside. But like the name Ty Fighter is actually terrible. So if you can think of anything, I'm just rambling at this point. If you guys can think of a good name with any of these attributes that I've listed so far, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd totally love to hear from you guys. All right, guys. Anyways, my name is Aaron. This is Aaron's Aquatics. Peace out.